Hi, I'm Candace Blair with Niguel Point Properties, and welcome to Smart Landlording in California, where landlords come to get tips and tricks. I've been managing and advising California rental owners for over 21 years, and in this series, I'm going to share practical strategies and help you protect your property and increase your returns. So let's get into it. We're going to be talking about the dreaded tenants late on rent and what to do. All right, so it's the 3rd of the month and your tenant still hasn't paid rent. Step 1, let's review your lease first. What's the due date in the lease? Is it clear and written in? Is there a grace period? A lot of these California leases, the rent's due on the 1st and the grace period gives them until the 5th. So if that's the case, let's start this process on the 5th of the month. And is there a late fee clause in your lease? Does it give you the ability to charge late fees? And make sure all the fees that you're charging are legally reasonable fees. I've seen some landlords charge tenants for home warranty fees. So anytime they have a repair, they're going to pay the landlord's home warranty. That is actually not legal in California. So your lease is your roadmap here. If the lease is vague, we're going to have some potential problems. So make sure it's spelled out and it's legal. And something I like to remind my landlords and the tenants is rent due dates are not suggestions. They're part of that lease agreement. And being consistent on upholding that protects both sides. All right, now that we know what our lease has in it, step 2 is to communicate clearly with the tenant. I always suggest written communication over phone. If you do call the tenant, that's fine, but follow it up with written communication. Always remain calm, a neutral tone. You want to avoid emotional, triggered language and texts with the tenant. I always say, you get more bees with honey. So let's call the tenant, find out the reason why they're late. You also want to avoid any side agreements because you really need to be consistent here and uphold what is in your lease. Consistency is going to be more important than the tone. All right, so now we have notified the tenant to pay the rent. They haven't paid it. And so now is step 3, the 3-day notice. This is actually a legal document that gets served or posted or mailed to the tenant that is going to start the process in case you want to do an eviction. So this form you need to take very seriously. It has to be prepared properly, and every rent amount or every fee that's listed on that needs to be done properly to match the lease. Do not put late fees on the 3-day notice, and accepting any partial payments after you've served the 3-day notice is going to restart the timeline on that. So keep that in mind. But that 3-day notice needs to be filled out properly and delivered or posted or mailed properly. All the instructions are on the 3-day notice. But keep in mind, one small mistake on that can delay your eviction for weeks or even months. So serving that notice is going to protect your timeline. Okay, so step 4, let's determine if this is a pattern or just a one-time issue. If it's a one-time issue, that's one thing. But if this is happening over and over, we need to do something about it. If a tenant pays late one time and nothing happens, they're going to assume it's flexible. If they pay twice and nothing happens, now it's a pattern. But by month 3, they have mentally moved out the due date. So we want to avoid repeated lateness because it's going to impact your cash flow. You have bills to pay from this rental property. Let's look at it this way. Imagine you show up late for your flight, it's boarding, and you're 20 minutes late. The pilot's going to take off. And it's not because they're mean, it's because of their systems. And rentals should work the same way. So if the due date slides, everything else is going to slide. It's going to affect your cash flow. You have a mortgage payment, you have vendor payments, and your mortgage company isn't going to wait for you to pay because you didn't receive the rent. So we definitely want to keep this run like a business and be consistent with the tenant. If we don't, it can increase your eviction risk and it will affect the value of the property. And keep in mind, even if you're doing a refinance, that can affect your records if you have late rent, and you might not be able to take advantage of good interest rates that might happen in the future. So those are the 4 tips on how to handle late rent from a tenant. It's really not a big explosion problem. It's a slow leak problem. We do get calls from landlords. They want to hire us because the tenant's 4 months late on rent. And really, it is so hard to catch up from the tenant's perspective when you're that far behind. So if you remain consistent in your rent collection and firm to uphold your lease, that's going to protect you. It actually helps your tenant and protects your property. So thanks for watching. To learn more from smart landlording in California, check out our other videos, or for more general info, visit our website or call me. And if you know anyone who could benefit from these videos, please share. To stay updated with the ever-changing rental laws in California, please like and subscribe.